સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા
ભગવાન નાય સીમ જયકાર હો
દાદા ભગવાન
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો
દાદા ભગવાન
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
ભગવાન જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન
જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો. દાદા ભગવાન
જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
ભગવાન સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો. દાદા ભગવાન
અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો. દાદા
ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન નાય સીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન
Jai Satchidanand. Thank you, everybody. Shaileshanandji,
Yes.
read the three mantra, please.
Yes. Namo Vitragaya.
Namo
Arihantranam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayariyanam. Namo Vajjayanam. Namo Loe Sawa Sahunam. Aiso Panchanamukaro. Sawa Pavapanasano. Mangalanancha Sauvesim. Pramam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
ओम नमः शिवाय।
जय सच्चिदानंद।
जय
Jai. Vinay.
जय सच्चिदानंद। हे दादा भगवान, आप मुझे ऐसी शक्ति प्रदान करें कि मैं अपनी हेल्थ को कभी भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज ना करूं, ताकि मेरा शरीर रूपी साधन मुझे मेरे ध्येय को यानी कि पढ़ाई में और सत्संग में हमेशा सहायक बने। मैं पढ़ाई में बिल्कुल सिंसियर रहूंगी। मैं बुरी सोबत से और कुसुम से हमेशा दूर रहूंगी, और कुछ भी हो मेरा सत्संग कभी भी ना छूटे, ऐसी परम कृपा करना। प्राप्त मन वचन काया काई और अपनी आत्मा का उपयोग केवल परोपकार यानी कि जीव मात्र की सेवा में ही करूं, जो कि श्रेष्ठ मानव धर्म है। मैं अपने स्वयं और अन्य सभी लोगों के जीवन व्यवहार में मॉरल सिंसियर प्यार बनी रहूंगी, ताकि मैं बराबर दादा भगवान के जैसे उत्कृष्ट व्यक्तित्व की मानवी बन पाऊं। हे दादा भगवान, मैं आगे अपने माता पिता की हर बात सुनने की संकल्प लेती हूँ। मैं उनको अहंकार से जवाब नहीं दूंगी। कृपया इस संबंध में मुझे अनंत तांत्रिक शक्ति प्रदान करें। जय सच्चिदानंद।
खुशी अहमदाबाद।
जय सच्चिदानंद। हे दादा भगवान, मुझे पढ़ाई में समझने में जो भी बाधा या अंतराय आते हैं, जो भी ऑब्स्ट्रक्शंस आते हैं, उन सभी को तोड़ने का मैं दृढ़ निश्चय करती हूँ। आप ऐसी कृपा करें कि जिससे मेरे दर्शन ऊपर के आवरण टूट जाए और मेरी पढ़ाई सही ढंग से हो, ऐसी परम शक्ति आप हमें दे। जय सच्चिदानंद।
जय सच्चिदानंद। जिनाशा दिव्या।
हे दादा भगवान,
हे दादा भगवान,
हमने आपके बच्चे
हम
आपके
आपके
बच्चे
दिल के ही सच्चे,
दिल
दिल के हैं सच्चे।
दिल के ही सच्चे,
पीर भी है कच्चे,
काम करेंगे अच्छे अच्छे,
काम करेंगे
काम
अच्छे
करेंगे
अच्छे।
जय
अच्छे।
सच्चिदानंद।
जय
जय
सच्चिदानंद।
सच्चिदानंद। दर्शन आप क्या लिखते हैं? क्या लिखते हैं आप? ओके, हिंदी प्रेयर। पुणे।
हाँ। हे शुद्धात्मा दादा भगवान,
नहीं आती है के गुजराती। श्रेया।
जय सच्चिदानंद। हे શુદ્ધાત્મા દાદા ભગવાન, તમે જુદા છો, શ્રેયા જુદી છે. હે શુદ્ધાત્મા દાદા ભગવાન, તમે રિયલ છો, શ્રેયા રિલેટિવ છે. હે શુદ્ધાત્મા દાદા ભગવાન, તમે પરમનન્ટ છો, શ્રેયા ટેમ્પરરી છે. જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
जय सच्चिदानंद। दक्ष।
यार
दक्ष हिंदी।
दादा हिंदी या गुजराती?
हिंदी हिंदी।
सेपरेशन प्रेयर।
ओ दादा भगवान की सेपरेशन प्रेयर। ओके, उसको नहीं।
भटक जाता हूँ।
ओके, आपको नहीं मालूम पड़ता है। ओके, और इताक्षिबा हिंदी।
जय सच्चिदानंद। हे शुद्धात्मा दादा भगवान, आप अलग हो, हितक्षिबा अलग है। हे शुद्धात्मा दादा भगवान, आप रियल हो, हितक्षिबा रिलेटिव है। हे शुद्धात्मा दादा भगवान, आप परमानेंट हो, हितक्षिबा टेम्पररी है। जय सच्चिदानंद।
वेरी गुड। ओके, किसको आता है बेनिफिट प्रेयर? हिंदी हिंदी गुजराती। ओके, मोनिका हिंदी आता है?
हाँ, हिंदी आता है।
ओ वेरी गुड। तीनों आता है?
हाँ, तीनों आता है।
ओके, तीनों बोलिए।
हाँ, जय सच्चिदानंद। स्वस्थ शरीर हमें शारीरिक, मानसिक, मनोवैज्ञानिक, भावनात्मक एवं सिद्धांत के रूप से मजबूत बनाता है। हे दादा भगवान मुझे शक्ति दे। कड़ी मेहनत, ईमानदारी और नैतिकता से अज्ञान करने से उत्कृष्ट गुण देगी, अपने लक्ष्य को सफलता और खुशी को प्राप्त करवाएगी। हे दादा भगवान मुझे इस संबंध में शक्ति दे। नित्य और ईमानदारी से सभी सत्साधन करने से मन मजबूत होगा, मेरा चित्त केंद्रित रहकर मेरे 3 लक्ष्यों को पूरा करने में सक्षम होगा, मेरी ऊर्जा बढ़ेगी, मेरा ज्ञान बढ़ेगा, मेरा व्यवहार सुधार होगा, दादा भगवान से आशीर्वाद प्राप्त होगा और उनकी जगत कल्याण में निमित्त बनूंगी। हे दादा भगवान मुझे इस संबंध में शक्ति दे। जय सच्चिदानंद।
गुजराती किसको आता है? गुजराती आवड़े છે કોઈને? શ્રેયા, ખુશી, શ્રેયા મમ્મી છે?
हाँ।
મમ્મી ને કે પ્લીઝ બોલે.
हाँ, जय सच्चिदानंद। स्वस्थ शरीर આપણને શારીરિક, માનસિક, મનોવૈજ્ઞાનિક, બૌદ્ધિક, ભાવનાત્મક તેમજ આધ્યાત્મિક રીતે મજબૂત બનાવે છે। હે દાદા ભગવાન મને આ બાબતે શક્તિ આપો। અભ્યાસમાં સખત મહેનત, પ્રામાણિકતા અને નૈતિકતા ઉત્તમ ગુણ આપશે। મારા લક્ષ્યો સફળતા અને સુખ પ્રાપ્ત કરાવશે। હે દાદા ભગવાન મને આ બાબતે શક્તિ આપો। દરરોજ અને નિષ્ઠાપૂર્વક બધા સત્સાધનો કરવાથી મારું મન મજબૂત થશે, મારું ચિત્ત એકાગ્ર થઈ મારા 3 ધ્યેયો સિદ્ધ કરાવશે, મારી શક્તિ વધારશે, મારું જ્ઞાન વધારશે, મારો વ્યવહાર સુધારશે, દાદા ભગવાનના આશીર્વાદ મેળશે અને એમના જગત કલ્યાણમાં નિમિત્ત બનાવશે। હે દાદા ભગવાન મને આ બાબતે શક્તિ આપો। જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ।
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ, થેન્ક યુ। એ खुशाल, ये दीदी क्या करती है?
वो अपना पेज कुछ ढूंढ रही है।
क्या करती है?
पेज ढूंढ रही थी।
क्या बोला?
पेज ढूंढ रही है।
कब से ढूंढ रही है? नहीं, कुछ पेंट करके कुछ करती है, क्या करती है बताओ?
कुछ
पैर में नहीं बोलती है और कुछ कुछ कर, देखो उसका नजर उधर जाता है, क्या करती है बोलो?
मैं अपने
खुशाल,
खुशाल
खुशाल,
वो अपने नोट्स में चेंजेस कर रही थी।
ना, थैंक यू। Why then, Darshana, why you come if you are not doing something else? Okay. Okay. Who said yes to mommy? Who didn't say yes to mommy? Okay, Monica, what happened?
हाँ, मम्मी ने मुझे काम दिया था तो मैंने
English today.
My mom gave me one work to do. I did that, but she gave me one more work to do. Then I said I will not. So she got angry that I can also do that. I also did Pratikraman for that.
Okay, who asked mommy what help you can give? Today was Sunday. Shreya did not, Toral did not, Hitakshiba did not, Charisma did not. Why? Today was Sunday.
I even had.
क्या बोला? Toral?
I even had to mom.
Oh, Hitakshiba, okay. Okay, now first revision for the exam. Total chapters, or how many are completed by today? Who knows? Yeah.
Jai Sachidanand, my total chapters for exam are 54 and I completed one chapter today in SS.
Total कितना हुआ? How much
Total 43 completed.
Oh, you're almost there. Good job. Total?
Today I completed 3 chapters, first in maths and I did social science and English. My total subjects are
No, I just
54.
want to know how many and how many, that's all.
I did 30 out of 54.
Okay, so abhi 30 out of 53?
54.
54. Little bit longer to go. Monica, you almost there?
Yeah, I completed 41 chapters and my total chapters are 74.
How come your total is not correct on the spreadsheet?
How many did you do today?
Yeah, I did 6 chapters today.
6.
Yeah.
Very good.
Kushi,
Jai Sachidanand, my total is 71 and I have completed 54 chapters.
Oh.
I have 18 chapters pending.
How many did you do today?
I did 2 chapters.
Saturday सबको छुट्टी थी दीपक आनंद जी.
Yeah, they are working now. They're working. They're on holiday.
No, lot of zeros. Okay.
Today is Sunday.
Yeah. Today they did, na? Yesterday की बात करो, Saturday की बात करता हूँ. खुशी.
Jai Sachidanand. I have total 54 chapters and I complete 46 chapters.
Oh my God, you're almost there. Vitaksiba?
Jai Sachidanand, I have total 97 chapters and I had completed 49 chapters.
Okay. Daksh.
Jai Sachidanand, my total chapter is 58. I have to total chapter 52. My total is 22. And today I have done one chapter.
Wow, you're long way behind. You to catch up. Okay, Kushal.
My
You know,
chapters are 49 and I have completed 39.
how is it possible? You guys just started this week or last week. You never did revision before with the children.
No, I mean there are 49 of them. So I have completed that means out of 49 I have completed 39. So I have completed 8 chapters.
Yeah, that is better because you guys just very late. You're going to be late for the first revision. Okay, Divakanji. Rashna, you are not paying attention, so I don't know why you come even to the satsang. Dipakanji.
Rachna, what is your problem? Okay. See, on holidays, today is supposed to be holidays. So someone have done only 1 chapter, some 3, some 2. You could have done very easily some more revision. Whatever is your problem, you have to investigate, find out why so less. And so, you know how you should write total 54. You did today 2 or 3, whatever is the number, and how many are still pending. So you get complete picture. And Dachna,
Yes.
what is your problem? You don't want to reveal what you have done, or you don't want to do? Because you are smart girl, good girl, then why so? And when something is being talked, something is being said, You don't even pay attention. You keep doing something else, which is, I believe, when something is going on here, then you should pay attention over here. Shouldn't you pay attention over here or something else? What? You have to say something quickly. I hope you will not do it again, okay? Huh? Very good. Please take care, huh? Jai Sachidanand.
Okay. Dada, you heard everybody.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
So they are doing their revisions. That's good. A simple suggestion, if it helps you, just you can see what I used to do is when I used to study for the first or second time any chapter, I used to make my notes, diagrams, try to understand. Next time when I do the revision, I don't open my book. I just try to recollect myself how much I know or whatever is there with me. And then I go back and open the book and find out what are the things I'm missing out. So I used to take my own test every time with every revision. And I had my notes, points in short or concise, my diagrams. So I think that helped me a lot. And if you find it useful, you can try that out, that whenever you're doing revision, because what routinely the people do is just they keep on reading and every page they read and they feel that I have done revision. But if I asked by someone, so many things are not digested or understood in the brain, they cannot answer or one cannot produce it back. So revision is not a mechanical part that just I went through the pages and I now have finished the chapters. No, you need to taste yourself, whether you have understood the subject, whether you can remember and reproduce or recollect without opening the book. Similarly, in maths, I used to solve the examples without looking at the book and then go back and see where are my mistakes or whether there are any. So in first revision like this, second revision, I was expecting that there should be no mistake on my side. And if there is still mistakes happening, if still I forget, then I take it sincerely to finish it properly so that before exam, I'm just relaxed. No tension, no reading, nothing, just relax.
Somebody who has fear of examination? Nobody? Shreya has fear of examination. She studies so well, but she has fear. Kushal, Toral.
Funny emptiness in the stomach.
Hey.
Yes.
Before that, Hitachi just got a score. How much? She got 88%? Hitachi?
Huh?
How much percentage you got in your last test?
In the last test, I got 88%, and the previous test was completed only yesterday. Your previous exam result is not given.
Okay, so you did better, right, this time?
Yes.
Very good. Keep it up, okay? Okay. Okay, Shaileshanandji, there are a lot of fears. Even our Rani Ben has fear. So let's talk about it.
Who has fear? Who has fear? Rani, are you talking?
Yes,
No,
yes.
I'm Jay Sachidanand.
Please.
Actually, are we transitioning from the kids satsang? I
No,
have a
still time.
Oh, still time. We're talking about
He-
fear or
Rani, still time. We're not done with the kids.
okay.
So,
I'll
Rajini,
wait.
Rajini Dadaji, fear is a function of mind, and mind will show us that what will happen in the exam. So many people get blank in exam, even though they have read everything. Nothing they can memorize, nothing they can write, or means they cannot write answers or something. So that's why I felt that if I keep on taking my own tests during my revisions, then I'm sure that, I can reproduce it, I can recollect, or I can write correctly. So not only it gives me the confidence, but it removes the fear of the actual exam. Because before exam, you have given many exams yourself.
Shreya, why do you fear? You study well, mommy tests you well. Why you fear?
About the marks sometimes.
Sometimes, not always.
No.
Okay, so why even sometimes?
It feels like, what if I don't get good marks in my exam? So
Yes, so many have that performance or result. I would say the fear of result. So what's in our hands, Shreya, is to do our job sincerely, correctly, consistently. Means whenever you are supposed to read, you prepare the best way to do your best. Then before exam, you pray Dada Bhagwan that, hey Dada Bhagwan, you be with me. Say Trimantra once or twice. You also can pray to your Shuddhatma within that, hey Shuddhatma Bhagwan, you are full of infinite knowing power and infinite seeing power. Please bless me with your pure knowing seeing power so Shreya can do best in exam. This much you do, and then leave Shreya alone, that Shreya, you have done your best possible efforts. Now don't think of the result. Result is in the hand of Vyavasthit Shakti or the natural Shakti. So just leave it there and tell Shreya that now you go and give the exam carefully, but without any anxiety, right? And I think that would help a lot. You have only the fear of exam. We have the fear of every surgery. Whether the surgery will be perfect or not perfect, whether they'll be here and there. Every patient is different, right? So what can we do? I just tell Shailesh that you do your best, pray Dada Bhagwan, pray Shuddhatma within that patient, and do your job and see what happens. Right?
yes.
So that is in our hands.
Shailesh Dada, before that you do good preparation, no?
Yes, that I told first. That in the time of preparation, you do your preparation carefully, consistently, sincerely, to best of your understanding, abilities, care, and caution. That's for sure. Not only preparation, I told that I test my preparations, whether I'm all right or not, before really exam comes, or before really the surgery is to be done.
Yeah, I'm talking about your practical in surgery. So you really prepare. Yeah, yes. Who else has a fear? Kushal, why do you have fear?
Sometimes I don't study and only some chapters and then exam are near, so I feel that how I will do in the exam, the marks will come low and I have not studied where I have to study.
And the parents will scold, the friends will laugh. Rajini Dada, I don't know about these all children. They are good, but I used to know many of my colleagues that they leave out some part of the study because they can't cope up in the last minutes. They do only the important chapters, and when the questions come out of that, they are gone. Fuse is gone.
No, but the Kushal and Darshana's problem are they're not studying properly. So that's what he said, if you not study. See, we started revision, everybody is almost 60-70% complete the first revision, because after 20, the target is 25th, and then they'll go second revision, and they have to go with the notes and all that stuff. So right now they're in pollution. But they want to start, they're not coming to satsang. Okay, Toral, why do you fear?
Whenever writing exams, I'm very nervous. I'm not confident that it's correct or not.
That's what I told, that before that you test yourself when you are doing revision, you don't open the book and see, but just see the topic or the question and try to remember and write or whatever, okay, how much you know about that thing in a rough book or whatever. And then go back to book and see where you have made a mistake or done it correctly or not. So if you do this once or twice, I think you will be well prepared for the exam. Right?
Toral, who quizzes you?
My mom.
Okay, so you should be in good shape. If your mama quizzes you, you should be really in good shape. Okay, who else? Most everybody is a very good student, so
Yeah,
they should not be worrying that much. But that, like you said, you have to just do 3 mantra and do it. In fact, Shailesh Dada, my experience is, of course, day of exam I never studied.
yes.
Okay. Yeah. And then, but when I wake up in the day of exam, I said, "Oh my God, I don't remember anything." So I said, "Oh, that's a good sign because I don't know what the question is going to be, right?" So that's why you don't remember. So when a question comes, you're going to remember it, right? So that's how I reconcile myself that I'm prepared. I'm not going to worry about it because I don't know what the questions are. Okay, children, everybody. Okay, Jai Satchidan. Oh, Deepakanji want to say something.
Okay. See, you can ask yourself, have you worked hard? Are you working hard, all of you? With confidence?
Yes.
Full confidence?
Yes.
Have you skipped any chapters?
No.
Do you plan to skip any chapters like what the doctor said?
No.
Do you trust your hard work?
Yes.
All are not saying. Don't you hear me? Do you have trust in Dada Bhagwan?
Yes.
Do you have confidence in you?
Yes.
So now don't listen to your mind or head. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Just go ahead. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Well, he said don't listen to your head. What does that mean, Kuchi? Amdawad? ગુજરાતીમાં બોલે ચાલશે.
મનનું નહીં વિચારવાનું.
સાંભળવાનું નહીં.
મનનું નહીં સાંભળવાનું.
એટલે શું? એ મને સમજાવ. મનનું નહીં સાંભળવું. Who knows that? Shreya, you know that? What does it mean?
Don't listen to the thoughts that come in mind, the negative thoughts.
ખુશી શું કહેતા હતા તમે?
આપણા મનમાં જે નેગેટિવ વિચાર આવતા હોય એને નહીં આવવા દેવાના.
રજની દાદા,
સાંભળવાનું નહીં.
મમ્મી સારું કહે તો એનું સાંભળતા નથી અને મન નેગેટિવ કહે છે એનું સાંભળે છે. What? શું કરે છે? Why are you doing?
No, Sushi is a good girl.
No, I'm just saying that time they don't listen to their mom, they don't listen to their dad. So why do you listen to your negative mind? Be strong. Okay, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay. That's a good answer, Kushi. Just one thing you said, when negative come, change it to positive. That's the key. Say, Dada Bhagwan, I need to be positive, then you'll be good. Okay? Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Yes.
Okay. Now, Rani Ben, your turn now. Okay, unmute now.
Okay, Jai Sachidanand. My question is about actually that state before the Atma comes into the relative. So that Nigod state, I've read something about it, but I'm not clear on what exists in that state. Is it the six eternals? Is it in this universe or another place? Like, could you describe that state and in terms of what is present in that state before the Atma comes into this cycle, this worldly cycle?
Yeah. So what you are saying is there are three basic categories of the living organisms or living beings. One is Nigod, another is Vyavhar Rashi, and the third is the Siddhas or liberated ones. The Nigod is the miniature or very ultra microscopic creatures whose identity name is yet not given to that particular thing. And if we see even around us in atmosphere, in everywhere, there are infinite number of miniature creatures and even difficult to see with the electron microscope or our microscopes. So right now with the advent of science, we can understand that, what we can't see with our five senses are being seen with these ultra-modern gadgets. So all these minute creatures who have not yet received their name or identity, they are said to be the Nigod, and they are all around us, here only. They're all around us. And if you go one step ahead and say, the Vitragas or enlighteneds or Tirthankars have described different types of organisms. That Jalakai means those who are in the water. The water is also full of the living bodies. Then Vayukai, the air is also full of the living organism bodies. Vayukai, Jalkai, Teukai, Agnikai. These all are the infinite number of creatures. What exists there? It's in a universe as the six elements, principally the two, Chaitanya and Pudgal, means Atma and Pudgal are together. The living universe or the living beings come into existence. And even before they get the senses or they get the identity, they are in the Nigod. Now there is a natural flow going on. So the number of beings which are liberated from this part, the n number comes from Nigod to Vyavhar Rashi. So from there, they get some identity that this is rose, this is jasmine, this is that, even bacteria. And in the evolution journey, initially it's a natural flow. Dada used to give that the Narmada starts from its origin place, then comes to Bharuch, and it flows, and so many stones also get into it. So it's a natural flow. 1 sense, 2 sense, 3 senses, 4 senses, 5 senses. Now 5 senses are the evolved creatures or evolved living beings, and it has human beings as well as the animal kingdom with the 5 senses and that sort of thing. So to my understanding, it's once the living being comes into the human form that the unlimited mind, unlimited body, and the ego of doership ego starts. So that's where some power comes into his hand. At the same time, the responsibility also increases. So charge and discharge cycles start. So to say, why we say charge and discharge? Because some part of the charge, because of the living ego, comes into his hand. Otherwise, till that time, it's a natural journey. Right? So is it clear, or you want to?
It's very clear. That was my question, is when does that switch go from that evolution to now responsibility of that individual?
Yes, once the living being takes the human form, then it is his responsibility, evolution, because all the crisscross movements start from there. And charge and discharge. Charge because now he is liable because of his active ego. Otherwise, the two elements were together and they were just moving naturally. So the evolution of one sense, two sense, three sense animals was going on, but that was by instinct only, not by way of active ego or the doership ego or the ownership ego. So I humorously used to understand like this, that whenever our son or children or any younger member in our family now is ready to get the driving license, we teach him, oh, this is clutch, this is brake, this is how you have to drive, these are the traffic laws. Till that time, he is not made aware of the mechanism of driving or the driving laws, because now he is going to get the power of driving, steering, license to drive. He should know the rules of the game, something like that. Right?
Definitely. That was the big question. And in that natural flow, when is it determined that one becomes a human? Is it they have to exhaust so many lives, they have to go through so many things before?
No, not really. So as whatever I know, there's no point of imagining, because it's infinite time, it's moving, and infinite time may have elapsed before one comes into this journey. Really, the time counts when one comes into the Vyavara, especially in the human form. And still, really, the time doesn't count from there also, because from that also there is a very, 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 very long journey. It's counted when one gets the right vision, Samyak Drasti. Then onwards, the births or the time is counted that, okay, now in so many births or such a time, this soul will be liberated. Because till that it's not really endless, but sort to say a very long sort of endless journey.
Yes.
It's a very long journeys. There's no point in, I think, stretching our intellect to that point. It's not decided that at what particular point one will come to humans.
The important thing, I think, is that just of all that, so much life is everywhere, and how lucky we are in all of this to have the explanation. You know, it's truly amazing, because so much is happening without this knowledge.
Yes.
You know, amazing
So
to think what
you and me and few of are really, really, really punyashali, that even in the 7 billion population of this planet Earth, there are handful who have been aware of this thing, who have received this vision, and who are ready to now get liberated in a very short span, I would say.
Yes, it's just
So it's so valuable. Yes.
yes.
It's so valuable.
Thank you, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
May I ask?
Okay. Sure.
Thank you.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Shaileshanandji, the question I have is, we're doing these experiments, observing file number 1.
Yeah.
My question is, am I still in the buddhi state, or is it really prajna that's observing?
Well, this question was asked to Dada Bhagwan also, I think, and it has been come somewhere in Aptavani too. And Dadaji said that, yes, many a times you may see through intellect, but he said simple. Don't fall into all these intricacies. Just remain aware that I'm Shuddhatma, I'm free of mind, speech, body, and I'm knower and seer of file 1. That's all. Because that's what is required from us. And this Agnya, I want to follow the Agnya. I want to see the relative file 1 with my Shuddhatma vision or vision of my real self. And that's all. The rest of the things will be done by Dada Bhagwan's grace. Still, if we go one step further and try to see, then if we are seeing through intellect, there will be some emotions, some arguments and counter arguments within our own relative inner self. and that may also show something, some others as doer or others faults also. So at that time, we can see that, oh, it is the influence of intellect. If we
Okay.
with the Prajna Shakti, it will make everything quiet within, no arguments, no counter arguments. Antaskaran ko samadhan rahega. I will remain a Shuddhatma, and even if my relative self shows something, the Prajna will immediately correct it. No, Dipakanand is relative, really Shuddhatma is not doer, Vyavasthit is doer. So immediately Prajna will bring in the 5 precepts, Prajna will bring in the Jnana part and will resolve everything. So if with the Prajna, that means inside I'm blissful, I'm free of the mind, body, speech, and it's all ripples and effects. And outside I can see Shuddhatma, outside I can see the people as non-doer. And as a result, innocent or not at a fault. Others are not at fault, or they're innocent, or they're nirdosh. So I think Mahatmas can know that, yeah, this is the Prajna Shakti which I'm seeing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you for that clarification.
Jai
So-
Satchidanand. Little Ben.
Shipalben Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, Shaileshanandji. Shaileshanandji, my question is how to talk to your children about peer pressure. So, because I feel like I'm not able to give my cable એના મનને સમાધાન નથી આપી શકાતું because as he gets older, he's 11 now, there's a lot of things about my friends have it, so I want it. On small things, sometimes I feel like, okay, no problem, small things. But now it's coming to bigger things, and even though I feel like we can do it, sometimes I feel like it's not right to just do it because it teaches him the wrong thing, that I need to kind of explain to him that you can't just follow what your friends are doing. I can give you an example if you want, but it's in my mind, it's very confusing how to deal with this situation.
I can understand what you are trying to ask or say. It's a really, I would say, test of parents. Parents have also to undergo the test, and it's a parental penance also. So what I probably feel or can think or understand or perceive at the moment is, number one, you have to have a very intimate bond of pure love with Keval, or means your child, first and foremost, whatever is happening, but your bond, heartily bond should not be, because what happens is as they grow, they tend to listen to their friends more than their parents. They like to move away from the parents and stay more with the friends, because friends are ha ha, he, yes, and parents are preventive, restrictive, advice giving, or whatever. Second part, you have to gradually throw light in each aspect that Keval. Look, there's so many types of people in the world, in your class, in your friend circle, everywhere. You can't become everybody, but you have to choose what really you want to do. And you want to be an average person, or you want to be your own master, whether you want to be driven by others, or whether you want to be driven by yourself, or whether you want to really drive the others, means lead the others. Means, in other words, do you want the others should drive you or lead you wherever they want, or whether you want your understanding to drive you? And if possible, your good achievements and good character may even lead the others to the correct path. So that's one thing which will encourage, or means what you can say is, એના અંતરાત્માને જાગૃત કરશે કે no, I should be having my own understanding and I should be driven by my own understanding. Now the point comes that in each aspect you can give him the understanding. Look, there are different categories of the people. Some people just try to find out pleasure from the flimsy thing, and many times wrong things also. See what happens with that. You will lose or a person may lose, means go downgrade. There are other people who will also look for the pleasures, but then their pleasures are at the higher level of pleasures. For example, if you give somebody, if you extend your helping hand to somebody, if you praise somebody's virtue, if you try to achieve something good virtues, then also you will have your enjoy pleasure, but that will be taking you to the upper levels. So whether you want to have the pleasure or bliss which will take you to the upper levels or to the going to the down levels. So this is how once he understands what are the different aspects of each thing, he may take his own time to have the decision that what should I do and what should I not do. Because one of the Mahatma from Chicago, Manish Bhai, you may all be knowing, he was very active in holistic science debate discussions. He said that I used to tell both of my daughters that, look, I perceive different aspects like this, and then I used to leave that. Immediately they may not respond, but after a while, they were coming to their own decisions correctly, or means because the inside discovery goes on within their hearts also. So why, what, how, when, we have to throw light on different aspects. And gradually we have to make him understand that, look, you can be friend with everybody's, but not to be driven by them in all aspects. But you should have your own driving force. You should have the God within. You ask the God within yourself. You find out what's in your real interest, what will take you up and what will not take you there. So this is how, unless he has the stable base inside, a base of character, which they will not receive from anywhere else except first at home, more from mother, then from father, the atmosphere around at home, and then maybe possible if one is fortunate, this sort of satsang environments or apta putras or something. But the first and foremost, rather than to giving a directive that you should do this and you should not do this, if we can try to make them understand what are the different aspects of this particular thing, then I think they should be fine. And this concept, whether you want to be driven by others or you want to be driven by your own light within, and whether you want to lead the others to the correct direction.
Right, right. No, I understand. So it's not about your parents versus your friends, or that listen to your parents, do it this way. Don't listen to your friends. It's not about that. It's giving him the understanding to think for himself and decide what's right and wrong. Yes.
And there may be good friends. There may be some good aspects about the friends. So we are discriminating about the aspects to be done and not done, or good and bad. We are not discriminating the individuals. કોઈની કોઈ વાત સારી ન હોય તો આપણે ન કરીએ, પણ એને ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલને હેટ ના કરીએ. Individual is respected, but the tasks or issues or the directions, what are paths, what I want to take or not take, I should have my own understanding.
Right. So it is really opening up his mind to think about these decisions as he gets older, that do you always want to follow what others are doing, or you need to think also to teach them to think long term. What are the consequences of certain things? That I can say to him that if you do this, this can happen, but not to say that I do it this way because I'm telling you to do it. Listen to your parents, not your friends. Because in a particular issue, when I presented that,
if you say till he may listen because he's 11, no sooner he grows to 15, 16, teenage, rebel.
That's what I saw. That's why I'm like, do it because I told you will not work it's not a good solution. And as a mother, I need to teach him the right way to make his own decisions. And so that's okay. I understand. You said a lot of good things. So yes, I will.
And at the same time, you can try to show him the good aspects or good friends, or make him try to put him in a good company or inspiring, elevating, motivating people are also there around. So if
Yeah.
one has a chance to select, see, simple things. If one want to study, one should have the friendship of the toppers and not the average ones. So they will inspire. So similarly, there may be good aspects also. So if he can see that, then he will evaluate what is what.
I see. Yeah, this came to me because I know it's a small issue, but
It's not a small issue. It's a lifelong issue. As I can see, yeah.
No, this particular example I'm about to give you, it seems like a small one, but yeah, I think what I also understood is it requires a lot of patience as a mother, because it's not an instant, like, you know.
It's a whole life process.
Yes.
It's a whole life process, I would say.
Yes. But this became in my mind bigger because we've been Android phone users. All his friends are iPhone users, and it's time in few months to get him a phone. And there is this thing about, no, I want iPhone, and I felt like, okay, it's not appropriate to just give him that. For us, it'd be okay to switch over to iPhone, but I just didn't feel like that was the right thing to do just because his friends are doing it. And so that, and then it's coming up in a lot of things like that. And I just didn't know how to explain to him how to get in a manne samjhavanu kevi reetna. All I could say, Shaileshanandji, was it is not right for you to expect your family to change. You can't demand like that we change. And that didn't really go well. I saw that. So
I would say him that, say, look, whether the car matters more or a driver matters more. A clever or a smart driver with any car will drive best. And a dull driver with any beautiful car also will meet with an accident. So it really is not very important what phone you are using. What is important is how good you are at using your phone. That's one thing. And second thing is, whether you want to be a follower or you want to be a leader, whether you want to go with the flow, આપણામાં કહેવત છે ને ઘેટા પાછળ ઘેટું ચાલ્યું, અમે એવું બોલાય નહીં, but something, or you want to lead the other people. And why you can't be a different one? You shine out by being a different one.
Right. But yeah,
still if he's bent on, you can give, but try to make the aspects around it.
Very, very good. I understand, because his explanation is, well, my friends talk about how to do something and they say you do this, this, and this, and I don't know how to do it because I don't have Apple products. They all have Apple products. So that's his. But no, I understand. I know that he can do same exact things on Android phones as well. He just needs to learn differently. That's all it is. So very good. Thank you so much.
That seed into his mind, and then let's see what happens.
Perfect. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay, there's no question, but last time we talked about what will happen. Anybody else Lalita Ben, did you think more about it? Shital Ben, anybody else want to share? We talked about, we have always have fear or question. What will happen? Anybody? Lalita Ben, are you there? Lalita Ben, you want to share that?
Yes. No, I understood that what will happen is my buddhi at work, and it's not surrender. And like I said, I have to question how total is my surrender to Dada if I'm going to ask kya hoga. It's just, he's just not, I mean, that sat very well with me the last satsang where this came up, that we discussed that, and it's loud and clear that is file number 1. Mind will just throw all these things, and I even brought that up, saying that my mind has a miserable track record of being right by showing me my fears. None of those fears have materialized. So, since it doesn't have a good statistical probability, I learned to ignore it. Learn to ignore it and trust Dada.
Okay, very good. Shailyaban?
Jai Sachidanand. I'm sorry, I'm having a problem with my video.
No problem.
I'm trying to. Anyway, my question is similar to same thing, same problem, the fear of the future. So what happened? I thought about it again, and I understand that if you have total surrender, there won't be any fear. But I kept trying to analyze it and all that, and then I stopped doing it. But that fear is there in the background. I feel I don't think I'm going to just get rid of it like that. And this is just the first question I had. Another question I had is if I spend more time in prayers, which I'm not doing. The last week I'd not spent enough time. Would that help?
Okay.
Sanji?
Okay, sure. So, fear and awareness. Awareness is for the ongoing work at hand. If I'm surgeon, if something is not going well in surgery, I should have awareness that if I am not diligent or more careful, something will go wrong with the patient. That's not fear. I would say that's awareness of the task at hand. Because if you are driving a car, you have to be aware that if I have a dosing, it will dash. And really it dashes. So that's awareness of the task at hand. That is required. The fear is for when the mind is showing something which is not really in front of us, which is not really, this Dada Bhagwan ka ek sutra hai, prapta ko bhukto, aprapta ki chinta na karo. So the things which are not at hand, not in front, the mind keeps on showing us what will happen, this way, that will happen. Yes. So immediately we know whether it is a mind which is showing us the pamphlets, and sometimes Lalita ji has said whether it is intellect which is raising the things, or it is Vyavasthit which is making us aware that way. So most of the times it is mind and intellect. And I tell Shaileshwar, one has to tell the file one that you do your best whenever the things come. If it is in a distant future, जब आएगा तब देख लेंगे. We will deal with it when the things come. When the file comes in front of us, we are supposed to deal with the file amicably with equanimity. Right now, nothing is on hand. Means just we'll see whatever is there in Vyavasthit. So we can say mind Vyavasthit's Agnya is such. It will relieve you of all the fears. Surrender is one thing, correct? But by surrendering, are we surrendering to an individual, or are we surrendering, or means going by his science, or the science unfolded? So he has unfolded about Vyavasthit, and he has assured us, and we have that confidence that ultimately nothing is going to go out of Vyavasthit. Whatever is there in Vyavasthit is going to happen. So we can say fine, that we'll deal with the thing as it comes in front of us. And till that time, don't worry about it. And even if it is there, do your best, leave rest to Vyavasthit, and Vyavasthit will, whatever is there in Vyavasthit will do it. That is second aspect. Third aspect, still mind will show, okay, I have corona, if I will die, or what will happen, when the neighbor has died, whatever. The mind has all the options to show us. Then we can say, okay, everybody's Vyavasthit is different, and not a fraction of a second, not a iota of a molecule will go out of Vyavasthit. So you don't go and copy and show me whatever is Vyavasthit, I'll accept. And even if you die, I am immortal. So I think awareness for the task on hand. Fear is the things which are not in front of us, and the Agnya of Vyavasthit or Dada Bhagwan. And also resorting to our own qualities. Fear is for all changing things, for the relative. If we go into a real self, I'm Avinashi, मैं अनंत ज्ञान वाला हूँ, अनंत दर्शन वाला, what is to be feared about it? Real has nothing to be feared about, anything, not even including death. Nothing is to be feared for real. And relative is ever changing, which is according to Vyavasthit. So likewise we can do, and as you said about prayers do three things. Number one, it changes our mind, intellect, it changes our relative inner self, it changes our inner environment at the first instance. Second instance, it connects us to with a Dada Bhagwan, means it connects us to our own pure self. So our own pure self properties or the experience blossoms and the relative subsides or mellows down the effects of relative. And the third thing, it puts us into the connection of the universal good forces also. So prayers would help always, anyway, anywhere. But how it works scientifically is, I think, like this. So staying stable in our real self means we are all free of fears, not only fears, द्रव्य क्षेत्र काल भाव सबसे मुक्त हो गए हम, माया कर्म सबसे मुक्त हो गए. So I am free of everything. Everything may happen in relative, and that's okay. There is nothing but changing faces, and that too are in the ambit of Vyavasthit.
Okay.
So many people say, Dada Bhagwan aapko sopa. You do what?
Surrender.
But sopa means we are trying to go by Vyavasthit.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Sorry about the video. I'm still trying to.
Jai Sachidanand, no problem. Jai Sachidanand. Vivekananji, your time now.
Yes, no. I have a question for Shaileshanandji.
Oh, okay.
In this regard, what Dada Bhagwan had said for himself, that he did not have fear of the past because he said past is gone. He did not have fear of the future because he said it was in the hands of the natural law. And in the present moment, regarding the present moment, he said, he had been saying, nothing will happen to me. Nothing will happen to me. Because the type of quality of life what he was living, he had this conviction, probably he had this confidence also, but he wanted to test this. And to test this, he said, what is the best way to do that, to experiment this, and finally come to conclusion that yes, nothing is going to happen like. So he experimented himself. We know the experiment. He went to the place where this tiger, that those wild animals move. So he went there, and his outcome was that he did not have fear at all. That the animal will eat me away and all that. That fear was not there. But he wanted to test that, and with little vibration of fear, he terminated his experiment, and he concluded this thing, that he had fear of the present, but this fear of the present keeps him vigilant, very focused, so it's fine for him. So can you just elaborate on this fear of the present he had, but he accepted that because this fear of the present always kept him vigilant of not committing any mistake and being well focused. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Very good. So past and future are done. Present. Correct. Now, when he went to that Vadodara hill where the tigers were living, it was before his enlightenment in 1958. And he noticed that, oh, there are some atoms or in molecules of the fear of present. After that, soon after that, he was enlightened, means his Dada Bhagwan got unraveled at the Surat station platform. And I think after that enlightenment of the knowledge light, even that fear of the relative about these tigers or other things went off. Now, as I said, the awareness of the presence, I would say. And there are two types of awareness or fears, whatever word you want to use it. One is the parinam lakshi drasti gnanini jagrati. What will happen if it is being done like this? If I make mistake, my patient is going to suffer, and ultimately I am also going to suffer. If I drive carelessly, I'm going to meet with accident somewhere, someday, sometime. Something like that. That's parinam lakshi drasti. If I don't speak carefully or with awareness, somebody will be hurt and I will have to deal with the file. Or if I go this way, then what may be the consequences of that. So that parinam lakshi drasti, awareness of the consequences which may follow in the relative living track of our file one, and we missing our own real self, itself makes us vigilant or aware, or that's parinam lakshi drasti. You can say it is a fear of parinam, or you can say it's awareness of the consequences of it. Second is, many a times we are fear, means file one has fear because of own mistakes. If I have not broken the driving signal, if I have not overspeeded my car, I am never fearful. But when I'm looking at the camera, I'm overspeeding, I'm breaking the signal, there is hidden fear in me that someday a ticket is going to come, whether it will come or not, whether I'm caught or not caught. So mainly we have the fear because of our own mistakes of file one, which are not cleared. If I have made some mistake, even if it is hidden at the moment, but someday it is going to speak, and that will keep me bothering. So our mistakes, our inappropriate behavior, our inappropriate present going, especially the relative and real context, will keep us fearful, right? That is why Dada Bhagwan said dishonesty is the best foolishness. Or my own mistakes, my atoms and molecules of my own, my chit may be dragged to something which it should not be dragged, and that will keep me a little fearful. I have the biggest fear of my own prakriti, that it may not lead me to the wrong way or wrong path. So I have to be vigilant about the Shailesh's prakriti, that if I keep loose, sometimes it may drag me to some wrong path. The biggest fear is to get entangled with my mind. Manma tanmayakar thau ej mota moto bhai chhe. Ej karan ke man kya lai jaye. So that's about the impurities or mistakes which keep us fearful. And the ultimate thing is, as we were discussing, the fear of what will happen. But that fear of what will happen is just mind's show. So Dada also used to say that when we sit in a car, mind will show if accident will happen, then we say, noted. Then the next moment mind talks about satsang. And the Vyavasthit Sajna will take care of that. But where I need to keep aware, remain aware in present and aware about the consequences and aware about my mistakes or wronggoings in my prakriti, that's very beneficial if I take the positive advantage of it. And the last thing, as long as my prakriti is not getting purely purified, there is going to remain some fear. So Dadaji gave one test, litmus test, that if a serpent is coming and if you don't if you don't lift your foot by fear, you can remain fearless in the sensual, means Vishayini Bhavatma, you can remain fearless. As long as you are getting fearful with a serpent, you remain cautious in this area of Vishay. So it's an equivalence thing, how we look at the things, right? So some things are required or we have to take the positive clues from that, and some things we have to understand through the Vyavasthit. Am I Kripakanuji?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jai Sachidanand. Okay, now Samayik, Deepakanji.
Jai Sachidanand, prime time. We want to analyze what our body self has done all day long, starting from the time we wake up till we go to bed. So this observation we are doing now for more than a week. So it was observed and concluded that wherever we get involved, wherever there is some focus is needed, those particular kind of activities, we are not able to see ourselves. But it will be, we have to find our preoccupations which doesn't allow us or that forbids us to see ourselves. So can you throw some light on that, Shaileshanandji?
Yeah. So in the morning, we decide that, okay, I will remain as Shuddhatma or pure soul self, and I will remain as a knower and seer of file one. But as the day goes on, I know that so many times it is missed out or I just get lost. Why? And what makes me lose that, my upyog jagrati? And I know that mainly I get entangled into my antaskaran, what's going on in my mind, what's chit, and I go with that, and for a few minutes, for longer time, sometimes for hours together, and oh, I have missed my Shuddha Upyog, come back, I'm Shuddhatma, I'm the knower and seer. So the Upyog is the function of Shuddha Chitta. And I have both Shuddha Chitta, which has been initially given by the grace of Dada Bhagwan, and now as I apply my 5 precepts and do the Purusha, the Chit remains more and more Shuddha. But at the same time, file 1 has the Charitra Moha, Shuddha Chit, and so many things on at hand. And once it gets dragged there, the Shuddha Chit misses its Shuddha Upyog. So that's one part I have seen, that whenever I'm perplexed in my mind, my Chit, or go with the relative inner self, my Upyog goes off. Second thing, why and how I get perplexed into my relative inner self, or what makes me lose my Shuddha Upyog, is unresolved files. Unresolved files at the level of outside persons, situations, or my own file 1 mind or intellect, which I have not been able to give the reconciliating Gnan vision to that. So till that point, I'm puzzled into relative, or my upyog remains puzzled. So I need to see that what file is to be dealt with in amicably, best with equanimity, in the best possible way, be it outside or be it inside me. That's a part 2. Part 3 is where I'm missing is my own charitra moha. As I said, my prakriti is dragging me to something, maybe mobile, maybe WhatsApp, maybe some other things, maybe some other areas. And that Dadaji used to say, tamaro upyog lopad chopad ma jato rahe che. Lopad chopad means unnecessarily, non-essential things, which really is not the files or not the really demanding ones. So still I lose my Shuddha Upyog into that, chit into that, and that makes me lose my Shuddha Upyog onto that. And the fourth aspect, as I understand Deepakanandji, my body self is behaving more as a reflection of my inner self or antaskaran. So when I'm trying to see with Shuddha Upyog, it is not only body self, but it's the drivers are antaskaran, the drivers are within. So it's also seen that what is going on within that which is making me lose my Shuddha Upyog or effects or some other things. So I think that's an ongoing experiment, and that's how and the fifth and final and last thing, I just go back and see where I have lost my Shuddha Upyog during the day. Whenever I get time in the afternoon, and especially in the evening before retiring to bed, if I tell my child that, okay, sit for a few minutes and see what has happened during the day, where we have lost our Shuddha Upyog, and then that makes me more, it benefits me more that next time I will not lose that Shuddha Upyog. And while seeing or going through that or looking back, the avarans or the mistakes which were there gets cleaned off. So next time that avarans or mistakes do not bother me. So in a recent akram, there is one sentence of Dada Bhagwan that whatever is not allowing you to remain in Shuddha Upyog is all kacharo, means impurities of file 1. And more it is cleansed up, you will be able to remain more and more in Shuddha Upyog. Hope that's all.
Very good. Yeah. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Hey, Deepakanji, I want to share something.
Yeah, please.
Okay, you know what I'm finding last 3-4 days that you are seeing, I mean, I'm seeing Rajneesh, right? When there's not something lined up for the next event that I'm doing. Suppose, like I'm doing satsang, if I'm eating and there's no other immediate things to cater to, then I eat my food properly with cheat and all that. But if there is something that I need to be doing immediately after lunch, then that focus doesn't remain that active because your body is almost getting ready for the next one. So you suppose that's, I mean, now checking that if there's no program, it's very good, perfect. But if there's something lined up, then it becomes you get lost in, and you hurry up a lot. Like then eating, then if there's a program, then you try to hurry up. But there's nothing, then you eat leisure. That's what I've been finding.
Right. Shri Sachidanand, what I understand in this, we must focus on what task we have at hand. And yes, such interruptions can come and may disturb us in the present task being performed. So what we must say that, okay, your time starts at 4. Let me focus on this task at 1, and let me enjoy my food. So such interaction, I believe, Dr. Shaileshanandji will throw more light on this, that this really help us focus on the task at hand and not worry or have any kind of anxiety or distraction looking at the task which is going to come in the future or the next task. Jai Sachidanand.
Yes, it's very correct and perfect. Dada Bhagwan put it in one simple sentence, Praptane Bhogwa, Praptani Chintana Karso. He went ahead and said that right now there is a lunch dish in front of you on a dining table. You don't go to office or factory, which you are going to go after half an hour. Right now, the dish is Prapta. Finished means be there. Then you tell your file 1 to go to the next task. Absolutely. So that's what is remaining in present, or trying to tell file 1 also. And second thing is the upyog gothavni. Even if the mind is showing us different tasks, that half an hour after that, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. But if I am Shuddhatma, I mean my stable in my Shuddha Upyog, then I can see mind also, and I can see the relative self hurrying or not hurrying also. And that makes the things in very smooth, or put it in the proper perspective. So both the things, that telling file 1, ke bhai dhime thi utawad karo, or right now you dispose the thing which is in front of you and go to the next thing whenever it unfolds, or Vyavasthit brings it in front of you. And second thing, trying to remain in our own pure self Shuddhatma and dealing with the file 1 with Shuddha Upyog. That's what Deepakanand is trying to say, that keep talking to your file 1. So file 1 will not only listen to our inner talking or Prajna Shakti talking, but will also get good light out of that. Because file 1 is a mechanical thing. So Prajna needs to guide file 1, needs to give light to file 1, and that's will really help it in both relative as well as real, right?
Yeah, just one more point I just want to highlight over here, which we had here, which we had heard from Dada Bhagwan, that while in the process of making, what do you call that, Tirthankara has left their home and they haven't reached absolute knowledge. In that process, or during that time, it is said that they view their path only 6 to 10 feet only, nothing beyond that. So how do you correlate with this understanding?
So Tirthankaras, as Dada said, Mahavir only Shuddha, as his own pure self, Shuddhatma only looked at Vardhaman's Pudgal. What is happening to it? What is happening? So he just was focused on Vardhaman's Pudgal, and Vardhaman's Pudgal was only looking around what is happening, not far, not near, what to do, not what to, whatever was coming to him, he was just passing through that. Vardhaman and he as a Shuddhatma. So you are right that their Chitta most of the times remain within as a Kayot Sarga. Kayot Sarga means what Dadaji has given us as I'm free from mind, speech and body. Chitta not getting entangled into the relative self, but withdrawing and keeping into real self and remaining as a knower and seer of the relative self is Kayot Sarga. And the relative self, you are right that their vision was only remaining in that limited area. So they were in a kramic mark. By this, they were trying to remain focused in Kayot Sarga or by real. In Akram, we are blessed that even though our relative self has been kept free, we can remain with this focused Shuddhatma Upyoga. We can remain in Kayat Sarg all the time as much as we decide and we want. We exercise our alertness for that. So that's a wonderful aspect of Akram Vignan, that it can keep us in pure self, in Kayat Sarga state, even though our relative self is a little bit free. But at the same time, we have to understand that as long as my five senses are wandering or going out, my Shuddha Upyog will be a little bit affected. So allow it to remain in a circle as much as it is required for the disposal of files.
Perfect. And one more thing, the present equivalent wisdom, what is said, let us cross the bridge when we arrive at.
Sorry, I could not understand.
Cross the bridge when you come to there.
Yeah, when you reach there, when you arrive there. Yeah, don't cross in imagination from the miles away. Yeah, you are right. Yeah.
Okay. Jai Satchidanand.
Shalyaban, you want to share something?
Jai Satchidanand, of course, Deepak Anandji and Shaileshanandji, both of them, they answered many of the questions I had. But my thing was, you just mentioned that how much ever it's possible, you have to stay with the Shuddha Upyog so that everything else is a waste. That's what Dada said. And so, but if you're focusing on the task at hand, 97% of my time is going dealing with other files. So I'm trying to understand how you still maintain, try to stay within the, keep the Shuddhatma, keep the awareness, and still you don't feel that you're wasting your time. And
So,
still you're disposing of the files. I don't know if I've asked the question correctly.
No, that's correct. So Shailya Ben, Shailesh is disposing the files as it unfolds from morning to evening. Maybe sold, maybe others, maybe patients, maybe consumers, whatever it is. And I, as Shuddhatma, I am seeing how the Shailesh is disposing files. So Prajna Shakti is in between a great help or a great awareness and alertness. And he says that Shailesh, this file has come, you please dispose him or her or whatever amicably with equanimity. I always am aware as a Shuddhatma, and no sooner the file comes, I try to see relative and real in that file also. So first two Ajnas who send the file, Vyavasthit Shakti has sent the file. And Prajna just tells the file one to dispose, then whatever happens is Vyavasthit. So all the five Agnyas are being used at each particular event or instance or occasion if I really am aware of it. So this will both the things going hand in hand, as you are saying that when file one is disposing the other files, I can very much remain in my Shuddhatma. Even a one sentence or one Agnya remembered and reminded at that time will bring in all five Agnyas together. Sooner I say, Prajna says to file one that please dispose this file amicably with equanimity, I automatically become Shuddhatma. Dada Bhagwan automatically comes with me. So that Gnan light will come from all corners in that particular event. And no sooner I see relative and real in others, I also become Shuddhatma. So
Okay,
this
I
is
think
how both the things go hand in hand. And it's very, Akram Vignan is that way very wonderful that both relative and real go hand in hand always. Only thing is I have to exercise a little bit awareness through prajna that this is what. Otherwise, I become Prakriti, I become Shailesh, and the day goes on like I am Shailesh.
exactly, yes. I
So
think I
that,
got it. Yes.
yes, awareness.
Awareness, and also like Deepakanandji mentioned, focus on the task in hand,
Yes,
and
that's
also
that.
process which when we come to it, that will take care of all the fears also, unnecessary fears that the mind is creating. Okay, thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Okay, Jai Sachidan. Okay, our time is up. So, Shaileshanandji, can you do three mantras? Shailaben, please follow.
Sure, sure. Namo Vitragay.
Hello.
Namo Arihant. Nam.
Please
Hello, I
follow
can't hear.
louder.
Can you hear?
Just a minute.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vatsayanam.
Namo Loe Sawa Sahunam.
Namo Loe Savasanam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Sawa Pavapanasano.
Sarva Pavapanasano.
Mangalanancha Sauvesim.
Mangalanam Chasavesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Pravudeze Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Tomorrow, another week is starting, and tomorrow's program, morning 6:30, we have Prathavidhi. 10:15 a.m. we have Gujarati Satsang. 3 p.m. we have Hindi Satsang. 4:30 p.m. we have Kirtan Bhakti and Aarti. Night 9 p.m. again we'll meet. It will be Gujarati Worldwide Satsang. Same thing, we continue with the use of the 3 sentences of separation. We in our intermediate enlightened state will observe our body self activities during the day, and please come to share your experience. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.